Ama Dablam is a beast. You know, when you travel, Paris is a must, and then you move on to everything else. Ama Dablam is a must for a mountaineer, for a climber. You will know your limits. It's something it will push you to the max. You can feel that I want to be there. I want to try and see what he got for me.
So Tony came to us 2 years ago, and he wanted to climb Kilimanjaro. He came with a bunch of friends, and immediately you could tell he was different from the rest of his friends. His friends were there, obviously, to have a wonderful time and to experience Kilimanjaro for what it was, but Tony was looking to the next thing. Kilimanjaro really opened his eyes. He discovered mountains, he discovered altitude, and so that's where it kind of took off.
Between my first expedition to Nepal and Ama Dablam, I was lucky to do like Aconcagua in Argentina and the 5 mountains in Ecuador.
In the space of just 1 year, he built up experience that most people would build up over half a decade at the very least.
I first heard from Ama Dablam when we were trekking the Khumbu Valley in Nepal. So after 3-4 days of hiking, it was there, standing alone, and Hazem told us about it. This is Ama Dablam, and he explained it, and oh, I knew I had to do this mountain.
Ama Dablam is a mountain that requires, first of all, a very high skill set. It is not a joke, and these skills are only developed through experience. You have to be experienced when you come to Ama Dablam. You have to be in the best shape you've ever been.
You can't just like go there like I will walk up there, and if I'm tired I come back. The mountain is huge, it's alive, it moves, and he doesn't care about you. You know, you're nothing on that mountain.
His progress was quite remarkable, to the point where we felt very comfortable taking him on an experience that would normally be reserved for people who've been climbing for a very, very long time. So fast forward to January, and he was talking to us about potentially going for this experience. I had kind of spoken to him about it. I was very honest, very frank about what it takes, what I believe he needs to do, and but he was determined. He said this is where he wants to be. He's in the best shape of his life. Unlike Kilimanjaro, unlike a lot of these other mountains where really we can wait it out a little bit, or maybe we move a day, Ama Dablam and these big expeditions, it's very different. We could do everything right. The weather could work out perfectly for us. We could be just steps away from the top, and then we have to make a decision, we have to turn around. There are so many moving parts to it that when you decide that you're going to go for Ama Dablam, you're deciding in that instance that you're ready to turn around. Any other way to approach this is a formula for a real disaster. When Tony heard that, he took it like a mountaineer. He was all in, and before I knew it, I was in Kathmandu picking up Tony from the airport. So the trek starts in Lukla. That's the starting point of the trail that also leads to Mount Everest and most of the Everest region.
The expedition was planned to be done in 3 weeks, and it was almost a one-on-one. So I was with Rami all the time. When you are with a good team leader, you focus more on your physical state, on how to sleep well, eat well, drink well. If you do all this, you're good.
The beginning part of it is super lush. We're inside alpine forest. We see like summits, huge summits already from the get-go, but we're still very much in the highly populated Khumbu region where it's bustling. Like where we're trekking on, what we call trekking trails. These are actually like connections between villages. You see villagers going to school, like little kids going to school. You see villagers going by their daily business, caravans of donkeys passing. So it's really like a culturally immersive experience.
So you have like 3-4 hours of hiking. It's an easy hike. And the first hotel we got, it has heating blankets, so we were pampered, yeah. But the first thing Rami said, hey, this is the only place that you get heated blanket. It's not the rule here. Ama Dablam is a beautiful standing alone mountain. It means the woman with the necklace. They say climbers go there for the peaks and tourists go there for the pictures. But I went back there for the people. So the people there are amazing. They are positive, they are helpful, they enjoy life, they work a lot. You don't have cars there, so the only way to have your supply chain moving is by porters, yaks, and helicopters. And it's a luxury to have a shower there. Yeah, but you enjoy it.
Lukla to base camp takes around 7 days if you were doing the normal, the typical itinerary.
Acclimatization is the key. Each day we were talking about what happened, how we're feeling, assessing our physical conditions. So whenever we felt like we need to rest or we need to go lower to recover better, we did it.
As we start to get closer to Ama Dablam, it just starts to become rawer and rawer. We pass through these beautiful rhododendron forests, and then you finally get to the base of Ama Dablam.
So Tony, 7 days on the trail so far, how has it been?
Oh, so far so good in the Khumbu Valley. First, I'm happy to be back. The weather is fine. Now we're heading today to base camp. Hopefully tomorrow to camp 1 and then back, sleep there, back to base camp and wait for the weather window. I feel good, to be honest. We had a very good acclimatization hikes and I can't wait to get there, to get to that peak and look down at the valley. I'm so excited, to be honest.
So once you get to base camp, everything changes in terms of everybody who's staying there is dedicated to climbing Ama Dablam. So everybody is laser focused on that. We arrived fully acclimatized, having done 2 summits in the process. At this stage, it's all about recovering for the big challenge ahead.
From there, the technical stuff starts. You can feel that the ecosystem is nature is different. More rocks, more steep. From base camp to camp 1, it's a 1,300 meters of difference in altitude. It's a relatively long trek.
Tony at this point was, he was going slow, which is great. It's good to go slow at this point. He did go inside a little bit. I think there was a big switch there where he realized that, now it's serious. And I think that was the first time that he displayed, fatigue to me. And so I think when we woke up at Camp 1 and the views, when you see that mountain just above you and that summit's like just there, you feel like you can almost touch it. So I think that at that moment, we sat together and I felt like his focus was, it was a laser beam on Ama Dablam and he was ready for it. And the entire vibe changed at that point.
When you move from camp 1 to camp 2, you have all your gears, so it's almost 20 kilos on your back, and you have that famous yellow tower. So it's like rock climbing. It's very dangerous. You can have rock falls.
So we're no longer using our trekking boots. We have our harnesses on, we've got our helmets on, we're using fixed ropes. We were partners now. We were mountaineering partners. Ready for Camp 2?
Of course, always. Cheers. When you arrive to Camp 2, you see the tent already there, and you'll see it like on a 2x2 rock, and from all sides you have a cliff. So you would say that, am I staying in this? I will be eating and sleeping and maybe going out from this tent. And at night, you walk sometimes with like a four-wheel drive with your feet and your hand to move from one place to another. Yeah, it's and going to the toilet is a.
Tony!
Hey. Sure.
Welcome to Camp 2!
Hey, we did it. Yellow Tower, man. Amazing. Amazing.
Never die! How was it? Nice, huh?
Very strong, my member.
Yeah.
In 6-7 hours, we'll be hitting the summit. But actually, like you said, people look for paradise. This is paradise. So we're in paradise now. Look at this, man. How majestic, how you feel small and humbled by this nature. Oh my God, you can't get enough of it.
Are you ready for tomorrow?
Oh, super ready, man. Khalas. It's been like 10 days, 12 days preparing for this, and 3 months before. So hopefully it's gonna be good, and we'll be at the summit at sunrise, 6, 7, 8, around that time. We had lunch, slept a little bit, then had dinner, and slept again in the evening. We tried to sleep, we couldn't. At high altitude, you barely sleep and you barely eat. It's been like 12 hours you didn't sleep, and you have another 24 hours before sleeping. The summit night is for me, the hardest thing you can ever do. You have to fight the conditions, the weather, the fatigue. You have to fight your own demons, and they come up often.
Summit night on Ama Dablam is very particular because you start already in an area that is very exposed. You're at Camp 2, it sits on a pinnacle. There are big drops around you from the moment you open the door of your tent. It has this ominous feel to it. It's quiet. It's quiet, and everything is quiet. Even you are quiet.
12 midnight, we woke up, we put our gear, we had coffee and like a cup of soup, and we head to the summit. Yeah, we should, yalla.
Yeah.
We have the summit to reach.
Summit's not gonna climb itself.
No. I was mentally prepared, but to be honest, physically I didn't imagine it will be that hard. From the minute you start going up, it was icy, it was cold, minus 31 degrees. You have many reasons and thousands of reasons to come back. You just need to stick with one reason to keep you moving.
When we're talking about the summit, we're typically here talking about the ice. So we've got our crampons on at this point. And we're using our ice axe, and we're using different kinds of technical gear depending on what section of the ice we're on.
When you are climbing an ice wall, you're there with only your 2 pikes of your crampon. Of course, you're on the ropes, you're taking all the security measurements, but this is where the adrenaline is, no?
And the rhythm was amazing. Really, like, I don't know how, it's difficult to explain just how much fun we were having. Even though the ice was super dry, it's super hard to climb on, it was a perfect night and a perfect morning. We were just going at our pace, keeping our heart rate low, concentrating on small steps. An hour and a half from that point, there we were, Ama Dablam in the bag.
Here at the summit of Ama Dablam, and
Just in the background, you can see Everest, you can see Choyoyu, you can see Island Peak. It's it's been something.
The feeling you get when you get to the peak is undescribable, you know. You feel very small, you feel blessed. You just wish that your loved one will be with you, you know. But all this happens in 10 and 15 minutes, huh? You don't stay a lot up there, you just go down.
And that's when the fun really happened.
80% of the accidents happen when you're going down because you're tired, you're going fast, and you're not taking care. So we were going down and happy about it and eager to come back to base camp and rest. And I think 60 or 70 meters from the mountain, I had this false move.
The face of Ama Dablam was ice, which is not normal. So you have to really kick those crampons in. And just at the top, there was a patch of soft snow. And he just took a step. And all of a sudden, I hear him go, ah, like he just screamed.
My patella was dislocated. So with it, I had an injury with my MCL and my meniscus.
It's the kind of scream that you know something has happened. And I said, what's wrong? And he said, very directly, I tore my ACL. And that's when I realized that that's a problem.
Can you walk? Can you extend your knee? Can you put your foot on the ground, Tony?
Here we are on the summit, essentially, of Ama Dablam, and one of his legs is taken out.
All right, okay. Nice. Can you pass me the phone in my bag, please? Yeah, it's just there. Yeah.
It triggered a number of things into action. First of all, I had a quick discussion with our guide, and I told him, and we both agreed that step one is he needs to get down to Camp 3. And while that's happening, I'm going to call the base camp, and we're going to organize a helicopter from Camp 3. And so they began their descent. I was worried about the weather window. It's the most important thing is to get this guy down.
And we were very far from Camp 3. So I was dragging myself, and no one can help you. You have to help yourself.
We set up a rope system that allowed us to abseil him down. So we were basically rappelling him. So it's steep enough so that he doesn't actually have to use his leg in any way. He could just fully sit back in the harness, use one leg to kind of just balance himself, and we were lowering him down. The guy was a superstar because although he was in pain, he understood that we needed to be efficient because this pain is something that we can manage, but if we are delayed in getting ourselves to the extraction point, then things can get a whole lot worse.
It was hell, you know. I suffered a lot, and it took us like, I think, 2 hours to get there. And Rami, from the first second I had the injury, he was like checking on me, you know. He was very active about it. But you have to. It's your only way to get back.
There are only 2 pilots capable of landing at Camp 3 because Camp 3 is above, it's about 6,500 meters.
We were waiting, and I was like, every time I was imagining how much the width of the helicopter, because from what I see, the whole place around us is like 7 meters, 8 meters.
And it's something you imagine, you see these things in the movies, but you don't imagine that it's actually real.
and when the helicopter was there and they opened the door, it doesn't have any seat, it doesn't have anything else, and it only took me. And I was looking, why we can't take Rami? And the answer was simply because we are above 6,000 meters, so we are limited with weight. They had to remove the seats so they can adjust the weight. It has to be like a Top Gun, you know, pilot. Yeah, they are very good, man. It's crazy. Mountaineering is like life, you know. You move on from one place to another, from one situation to another. You have to prepare yourself.
At the end of the day, the mountain is the mountain. You don't know where the curveball is going to come from. And here we were, done at the top. Everything was great, perfect conditions, perfect weather, and something as silly as a soft patch of snow, you know, did what it did. You gotta hit the curveball no matter what, and that's really what Ama Dablam and this expedition was all about.
Sometimes in life, like you said, it doesn't work like your plans, but if you're persistent, you can shift it. Nothing is done while sitting. Get up, put your hiking shoes, and start. Like you say, guys, come back different. Definitely, I came back different from Ama Dablam.